The Seattle Seahawks finalized their preparations for Thursday's game against the San Francisco 49ers. That's right, prime time, as you know, on Thanksgiving Day. The good news is that Geno Smith will play on Thursday, as will Jamal Adams as well. So good news on the injury front there. And I'm going to show you the injury report in just a minute. A lot of players are ready to play in addition to those two. And so let's do this. Let's go to the video, hear from Pete Carroll, and also the injury report, and look at the...
We rested him for most of the week, the short week. In terms of throwing, he did really well today.
Do you think he's going to play tomorrow?
I'm kind of thinking he is, yeah.
Does he need to do any pregame tests? Or
No.
He already.
Other than just get warmed up. We'll be very judicious about how we do that. Kenny's not going to make it. Unless we left it as doubtful because you never know. You wake up in the morning and says I can go, but he wasn't able to do anything during the week. But we'll see. I'll leave the door open that much.
Zach ready to take on a bigger load in that scenario?
Yeah, Zach's ready
Feel
to go.
good about him.
He's pumped up and ready. Kenny Mack is ready to go too, and DJ.
How about Abe Lucas?
Abe got his first on-field work yesterday, full speed, pads, and the whole thing after practice, and he did quite well. So he won't make it for this game.
And with Geno, just him being able to make every throw that you wanted to see, that's kind of what cleared him in your eyes, got him ready. Essentially.
He looked good, felt good. Yeah, there's certainly similarities. There's some roots, some crossovers, from days past.
Jamal's good to play for Pete.
He's ready to go.
It's an ACL for Jarrett.
Yes. Yeah, it is. And it's remarkable how he's getting around. You would never know that he's hurt. I don't know what the deal is because he's being really freaky about it. But they saw it on on the scans and all that. But he's kind of bouncing around a little bit. So I'm afraid he's going to have surgery. But you would never know by looking at him around here.
Okay.
He has a chance to play this game. So he's ready to go.
Would you need to elevate Brett Rippon for this game?
That's a rotation. He's playing. He's in the game. So, like I've been telling you, he's been practicing really well. He's looked like he's part of it without any hesitation. I can tell you that. But you can see he's a little more excited because he knows he's got a shot to go this week if it's kind of leaning that way. So he's tuned in. So I would think so. Yeah. Well, this is. It's just feels like playoff time for the rest of the season. We're so fortunate to be rolling in that kind of area. It just feels like that. Every game coming up is crucial, and this one is just kind of this as obvious as it gets. So I hope the fans are juiced and ready to go, and we will be, and make it a great night. Good in the unis and all that. It'll be an exciting night. More of a scat back type of guy, quickness and explosion. Real bursty, catches the ball really well. So you think he's going to break it when he gets the ball in his hands. That's what you feel like. No, I haven't. It should be pretty clear. When we stated what the situation was going in on Monday, division opponent, and we need to get a win on these guys so that we even up to them. So that's pretty clear. You understand.
The script thing, that there's a little bit of gray area in there, but I'll roll with that part of it. Once we get down to those next couple drives in terms of some of the penalties that knocked us off course, I think some of the negative plays. And so for us on offense, we know really coming down to good, clean execution in those scenarios. For me, putting our players in the best position we can with the play calls along the course of the 4 quarters of the game. And I think just executing as we get into the second half, starting with that first drive, coming out of the locker room right there, trying to eliminate those 3 and outs or those quick possessions so that we can have a successful second half. Starts up front. They've got a great defensive line. They got multiple players that can roll throughout their front right there. And then Fred Warner controlling everything from that middle linebacker position. He's special. He can play at all 3 levels. He can play patient to the run and still make the play at the line of scrimmage. He can get in all the passing lanes, and he's really just a tremendous player that we always have.
Thanksgiving night, big game, competition. You ready? How they ready? How we looking?
We're good. It's another game. We don't like to change the narrative. Obviously, it's an in-division opponent, so obviously, NFC West opponents, so we're familiar with them, and obviously they're familiar with us, so prepare accordingly.
How much do you change? Well, you're not going to change, but how much info gathering do you go back? Last year,
Yeah, there's things that you have to take away, things that they have success with against us, obviously, when we played them, and still studying the film of what they've had so far this year, what they've done well and whatnot. So you got to kind of combine all together and still formulate your game plan, and you still got to stay true to who you are as well.
Weather.
I think I made the statement earlier. We're going to be better, and we're still improving, but obviously better than what we were. And we're still growing. I like where things are going, but we still have a lot of parts of our game that we got to clean up too. So we're still taking strides.
You've changed your unit so much since that January playoff game. Where do you think you're better, specifically, than then?
I would say in all aspects. Up front we're playing better. Linebackers, Jordan's better than he was last year. Obviously having Bobby back, you can't replicate that. And obviously having guys back in the secondary and being a year improved, being healthy. So I would say at all three levels we're better than what we were last year.
Okay, as I said, good news in terms of the injury front there, and also, the Seahawks are healthy. But you know what? You heard from Shane Waldron. You also heard from Clint Hurt and obviously Pete Carroll. But really, you know what? The Seahawks have to play one of their best football games on Thursday if they're to beat the San Francisco 49ers, and that is that they have to run the ball well, not just on third down, but on first down. They also have to take care of the ball. And no penalties, which was a big issue against the Rams there. So the Seahawks really have to play their best football game on Thursday, and they're capable of doing that. But again, penalties, run the ball well, and Geno Smith has to play, that Geno up-tempo and able to really have one of his better games passing-wise. So, and they have to stay disciplined on both sides of the ball. If the Seahawks can do that, yeah, they can beat the San Francisco 49ers primetime on Thanksgiving Day. From the VMAC in Renton, I'm Osvita Maria for the Cascadia Sports.net report.